Hello guys, welcome to Naked Inside. Today it is March 7th, 9:30 a.m. Very lovely day outside here. And we have a lot of drama that has ensued over the past week or so, especially today. Today, just this morning, like at 6 a.m., I woke up and I saw the news and it was shocking. The SM HYBE saga has taken yet another turn, and it's becoming very, very interesting. So I'll give you an update on that. Another news I want to talk about is aespa's concert. Now, I did not watch the entire concert, but there was this video that was kind of going viral and people were debating about it. It was this video of aespa's Winter playing the guitar, and people were debating whether the guitar, she was actually playing it or she wasn't. So I'm a guitarist myself, been so for the past over 10 years, well, like 13, 14 years. Man, I'm old. So I've been playing the guitar for a long time. I'm in a band. I've released music as a guitarist. So I'll talk about my thoughts and what I think happened. And also, I'll talk about an interesting piece of news that has happened over the past week. This Ajumma stabbing people for calling her an Ajumma. Okay. I know I shouldn't laugh because people were hurt, but the story is ridiculous. But before we go on, I just want to share our new product that we have at Naked Soul. It's these pants that I happen to also be wearing. It's the Hangout and Naked Soul collab pants, and they are fire. They're very flashy. I'm very proud of them. The Hangout people came and said, I think you'll like these pants. And I think they go perfectly well with the sweatshirt that I'm wearing. So I'm just dropping a coupon code here and also dropping a link here. And I'll just show you what it looks like in person. Pretty nice, huh? So yeah, you can get this now on Naked Soul. We just released them a few days ago. So head on over, click on that link in the pinned comment above. And yeah, I want to see some sales and some dollars. But like, these pants are fire, and they were made. So the sweatshirt was made in consideration to with consideration that it will go along with the pants. So we wanted the pants to come out along with the sweatshirts. These came out quite a while ago, but the pants, the material here, it's a little bit difficult. It was quite expensive to make as well. It's a little bit more complicated, so that's why it took slightly longer than we expected. And yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. Let me leave a slight comment here, okay, on our Slack, and then we can get started. The pants are fire. The pants are a convo starter for real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I just put it on Slack because this is definitely not cotton. This is not cotton, guys. Okay, I don't know why it says cotton, but it's not cotton. This is, I don't know. It's polyester. I don't know what kind of fabric you would call this. But is it loungewear or can you wear it outdoors? I'm wearing it outdoors. This is definitely outdoors. This is not like pajama wear. It's not loungewear. It's definitely for the outdoors. Very street. Okay. And yeah, you can get this now on Nikkei. Now let's start with this light piece of news. Woman stabs passengers on South Korea train after being called Ajumma. So Ajumma means middle-aged woman. It's what we usually call women that are a little bit older, that look a little bit older. 37 years old, which I would classify as Ajumma. 37-year-old woman accused of stabbing 3 people with a knife on a South Korean subway train says she did so because someone called her Ajumma. She was charged with injuring 2 women in her 60s and a man in his 50s inside a train in Gyeonggi province. So this is nearby Seoul, in the outskirts of Seoul. It has grown to be the word Ajumma has grown to be associated with negative connotations among Koreans, which is somewhat true. Like Ajumma it's not a 100% positive word. It's not necessarily a 100% negative word either, but usually you wouldn't call a stranger Ajumma. Usually, you would call them Ajumoni, which is a more polite version of Ajumma. But yes. According to South Korea subway police, the accused was speaking on the phone when one of the 2 women asked her to lower her voice, calling her Ajumma, which she said offended her. One of the victims required surgery, although none of the injuries were fatal. So we can laugh about this. This person needs to go to prison. But why is this article talking about the word Ajumma from like this gender equality point of view? Because like, okay, so this article is saying like, oh, whether or not you're married or have children, it doesn't really matter. Being called an Ajumma means your life as an agashi or a young woman has ended and you are in the territory of unattractive middle-aged women. And this article is like saying women's studies experts said Ajumma is strongly associated with the stereotypical behavior patterns that are widely mocked in Korean society, including seen as aggressive and self-centered and even perceived lack of femininity. Experts say this is exacerbated by society's lack of respect for labor involved in housework and childcare. So, like, do you really need a women's studies expert to talk about this word when like this motherfucker stabbed 3 people on the train? First of all, why are you carrying a knife on the subway? Why are you carrying a knife? What makes you carry a knife? You don't need a knife. Why is this individual carrying a knife? Why is this Ajumma carrying a knife? And why are we bringing a women's study expert to talk about this situation as if this person stabbing 3 people ain't the problem? I don't care how sensitive you are about what people call you. You don't stab 3 people randomly in the subway. You don't stab 3 people randomly in the subway. I see zero justification for whatever she did. What time of day was it? This was like during the afternoon. I saw this when this news broke out, and I believe it was during the afternoon. Yeah. Danny, do you like being called oppa, 아저씨, or 삼촌? Okay, definitely not actually, I don't mind any of those, but I would prefer to be called oppa, right? But like, okay, even if someone called me an 아저씨 or 삼촌, I wouldn't be like mad about it. Maybe I'd be thinking to myself, I'm kind of old now, but I wouldn't be like mad about it, let alone like stab people over it. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, this person who is clearly an Ajumma. Okay, 37 is an Ajumma. Okay, I get called 아저씨 sometimes. I'm okay with that. But yeah, she is going to prison now. So hope it was worth it, Ajumma. Yeah, she's clearly unwell. Yeah, well, in the meantime, you can buy the collab pants. I hope this person buys collab pants. The stress from the prison will turn her into an Ajumma lol. Yeah, she will now definitely be in the Ajumma mind state. What's the age bracket for 삼촌 and 아저씨? So 삼촌 means uncle, and 아저씨 means 아저씨, middle-aged man. I would say 삼촌. So for 아저씨, anybody can call you an 아저씨. Okay? Anybody can call you an 아저씨. Even if you're older than the person that you're trying to call 아저씨, you can call him an 아저씨. It's a general term for somebody who is middle-aged. For 삼촌, you would have to be younger. Usually quite a lot younger to be calling somebody 삼촌. And the context is very difficult, but like, so usually in restaurants, you would call female workers that are emo, which is auntie. We can call them auntie if they're old enough, but they would have to be old, not like 37 old, but probably older. More like 50s old. For men, you wouldn't call them 삼촌 though. It's very weird for men to call other strangers 삼촌. It's mostly a female thing where females, unless you're really young, if you're a really young boy, like if you're a boy, then you could probably call somebody that's an 아저씨 as 삼촌. But you wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be calling somebody as 삼촌 in any situation. Whereas if you're a female, it's considered more okay. Yeah. So what do you call an older man stranger? So usually you call them 아저씨. We just call them 아저씨. And 아저씨 has less of a negative connotation than 아줌마, I guess. Although I would argue that like those are pretty similar, but 아저씨 usually it's less negative, and I guess that has to do with age being less of a thing for men. But yeah. The stabbing is over the top, but the glare for being called Ajumma is necessary nonetheless, in my honest opinion. Yeah, I think here's the thing. I think the people, the subway people, were pissed that she was talking so loud on her phone, and it was their passive aggressive way of just trying to like get one at her by calling her an Ajumma. Because we usually don't call each other Ajumma. We just call them like, 저기요. 저기요 means hello, hey there. We don't call them by any specific word. But yeah, I guess they wanted to like kind of be passive aggressive and say, hey, shut the fuck up. But then she was like, hey, say hello to my knife, and fucking stab 3 people. Oh my god. Okay. She probably has a mental health problem, possibly if she's carrying a knife in the first place. Yeah, not in the right state of mind. Definitely. I mean, I don't know why you would be carrying a knife, even for like personal defense. I don't think it's a smart idea to carry a knife in Korea. Yeah. Unless you know how to use that shit, which she clearly did. I don't think it's a smart idea. So like she's I don't know what she's thinking. It's not she just has some other issues, I feel. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, next topic. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I'm kind of afraid that people will be angry. Okay, she had this. So in the aespa concert, they performed Girls, and then Winter came out with this guitar solo. I can barely hear it, but try real hard. Okay. So people were debating whether she's actually playing the guitar or not. Well, my first reaction was like, I don't think this is. I thought it was live because, no offense, but it was a terrible like riff. No offense, but that was like really terrible. So I thought like, okay, no professional like session musician is going to play that line, that solo, if you want to call it a solo. But then like upon closer inspection, something didn't really add up. Okay, so first of all, I think if any of these parts are actually played live, then definitely this part I don't think is played by her. Okay, I don't think this part is played by her. She's playing, or maybe okay. So this is drop. Okay, so this is drop tuning. Okay, so maybe this is played by her actually. You know what? But the weird thing is, so she plays this, and then she doesn't play that part. That. So maybe there's a backing rhythm guitarist. I don't know. But this part, the vibrato, the way her hand moves versus it sounds is a little bit different. And I think that part is the tell. There's like there's a quarter bend. We call that a quarter bend. It's like when you bend the string, usually like it's like half or full, but that's like a slight quarter bend right there. And she clearly does not put enough into that quarter bend to make it a quarter bend. And there was a slight vibrato there, but she does not do that either. So I feel like I don't know. Personally, people are saying like she's actually playing. I think more people are saying she's playing than not, but I feel like she's not playing. So why was she fake playing the guitar in the first place? So I know that she actually plays guitar because she said in interviews that she played the guitar since she was young. I heard she played since she was middle school, but maybe like she just didn't want to mess it up. Maybe SM didn't want her to mess it up. I don't know. But yeah, I think it might be playback, or it might be a different session musician playing in the back. Yeah, but if I had to put money on it, I'm gonna bet that it's not her actually playing it. Yeah. She's playing the guitar, but the sound is either pre-recorded or by another offstage. Yeah, exactly. So like, I have no doubt that she could probably pull this off, like without the playback or whatever that's happening behind the scenes. I bet she could pull it off because she's doing at least she's fretting the right frets, it seems, and she's picking. But the nuance is, I think, the tell. Because like, guitars, I mean, with any instrument there's a lot of nuance, but like especially guitar, like if you look at the fingers, it's very easy to tell like okay, I also think that bend was a little bit like, if you look at it, I don't think that's like a full bend. That doesn't look like a full bend. And so like these kind of like bends are kind of the sign of, you know, if they're in sync or not. So yeah, I'm gonna put my money that it's actually not her playing. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's actually playing it during the concert, but she definitely knows how to play it. Yeah, I think she will be able to play it if you give a guitar to her. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just a performance, but I just was annoyed. Like, okay, so if there's anything that I can talk about from at least with some sort of expertise, is this part. Like, right, like I play guitar for over 10 years, so I know what I'm talking about, at least when it comes to this. With everything else in K, I can't talk shit about dance. I don't know shit about dance. I can't critique on it. I can't say if it's real or fake or whatever. But at least this I know. So I got so annoyed by all these comments of people accusing her of being fake, and then like fans defending her, and people were accusing of different parts of it being fake, like different reasons why it's fake, which are obviously wrong. So that annoyed me too. Like, even though I think she did not actually play it, it annoys me that people are accusing her of the completely wrong reasons. So like they were saying like, oh, her there's no cable on the guitar, like there's wireless systems. And then there were fans that were saying, oh, you know, Bluetooth exists. Bitch, Bluetooth has so much latency that you cannot play an instrument through Bluetooth. Okay, so there's first of all, her not being plugged in to through a cable is not the problem. There's wireless systems. She's wearing a wireless pack. If you look, like there's a wireless pack there. There's a wireless there, but that's not going through over Bluetooth. Okay. They're going through radio frequencies. So both sides are wrong. And some people, yeah. Some people were saying, oh, she's only playing the solo and not the rhythm. Let's see if there's another angle of this. I want to see if there's another angle. I want to see if there's a close-up angle. No, this is a different angle. Is there no like? I guess this is the live angle. So this is not like close up enough to tell if she's actually playing, but her fingers seem to be in the right place. Okay, so that was also a telltale. That was like, okay. So first of all, she's playing rhythm there, but I wish I could go back in shorts. How can I go back? Okay, so that part, I don't know why I'm even going so in depth about this. But I just want to clarify all the misinformation. Okay, you can call it fake, you can call it real, but just get the right information. Okay, so people were saying, oh, well, she's not actually playing because of this part, and actually that is true, because either she's not playing the rhythm parts at all, which I feel like even if she was playing the solo, I don't think she's playing the rhythm parts, because her strumming here is way off. If you look at da 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 da, so that's like a palm mute. You don't go like this, you know. You go like da 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 da. So like you need to have your palm on the string if you want to make that sound. da 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 da, and she's clearly just going like this, which would never make that sound. So yeah, definitely she's not playing the rhythm. I can say that for certain. And then there were people defending her, saying like, oh well, she's doing ghost strokes, whatever you call them. So like it's actually that is actually that's an actual thing in guitar, where you play guitar, and to keep rhythm, usually even if you're like only playing certain parts of the strum, you to play the rhythm in rhythm, you make fake strokes that you don't actually hit the string. That is true. That is an actual thing in guitar. That is the standard technique. However, the sound that she is making, which is da da ja ja da, that sound cannot happen on like this kind of strumming. It happens on da 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 da. So while that part of the argument is true, it's doesn't apply in this case. So I don't know. I'm just like really annoyed by all this misinformation. So just wanted to go a little bit in depth of why I think this is, you know. Yeah, so anyway, she didn't know what to do since she wasn't playing that part, and she wasn't dancing. I just wish like, okay, so I mean, okay, you're not going to actually play. That's a whole nother discussion, but I just wish that if she wasn't gonna play, at least kind of like make her look a little bit cooler. I just wish they would make her a little bit cooler. And I know like this is like, I'm just like nitpicking here, and that's because like this is like the one thing that I know. In my 7 years of doing K-pop, I knew nothing about what I was talking about, but finally something I know comes up. Like if you're going to not actually like play, then at least have her look cool, right? Not like look down in the guitar and, you know, like pull some like rock star moves, not like, she looks kind of awkward. Yeah. They should have coached her on that. She looks so uncertain. You know? Yeah, just that's enough. I mean, no hate on aespa, guys. No hate. Seriously, no hate. I don't care if they're playing guitar for real or not. Like, but just, man. Yeah. Who is Takayoshi? Who is Takayoshi Omura? Who is Takayoshi Omura? Who is this guy that you're talking about? Oh, it's a guitarist. That's, oh, okay. He's crazy. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, if they're not gonna play, I hope they at least, you know, make it look cooler. Like look, okay, like this was really cool when and she actually plays. Sunmi actually plays, right? I mean, this wasn't actual playing. Obviously, she wasn't actually playing in this one. It's we call it hand syncing. But she looks cool here, right? Like, Like I wish they would have coached her on that, how to look cool. Uh, yeah, Sunmi actually plays. Sunmi plays bass. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, just was kind of annoyed by that. Okay, last piece of news. HYBE and SM. Let's go. Lots of things have happened. Okay, first of all, HYBE's Bang Si-hyuk went over to CNN and said, "Hey, it's not a monopoly. It's not a hostile deal. I'm just trying to make the company better." And he said it's impossible to have a monopoly over the entire industry. There's just too many companies and too many artists. Yeah. With all the CDs sold in Korea from both NSM and HYBE combined, even if that happens, like it's impossible for us to monopolize the market. Hey, we're not problem makers. And then the court ordered HYBE had a small win, or maybe a big win, depending on how you look at it, last week, because the Seoul Eastern District Court granted a provisionary injunction against SM's plans to issue new shares and convertible bonds, meaning that they will not be able to issue new shares, and thus basically that was HYBE's and Isuman's argument, that they did not agree to this, or Isuman did not agree to this, and these shares were to be sold to Kakao. So basically, Kakao weren't able to get the 9% stake in SM Entertainment that were to be bought by them through newly issued shares. So SM canceled the SM Entertainment. Kakao canceled the SM Entertainment investment after court order because there were no newly issued shares. So everybody was wondering, okay, what is Kakao going to do? Well, surprisingly, they did not give up. Instead, actually, they pulled a very big counterpunch. They're saying, we're gonna just buy this shit. So they said they're gonna make a public tender offer for about 150,000 Korean won, and they're going to buy it through publicly traded shares. And basically, this means they're gonna pay a premium. And they're gonna buy all these shares up to 35%. And HYBE actually made a tender offer of 120,000 won. So SM Entertainment upped HYBE's bid by 25%. And if this succeeds, then Kakao will become the biggest shareholder of SM Entertainment. And they're looking to do this within March. They're looking to do this from today until the 26th. And they already have like $1 billion from Saudi Arabia ready to, spend money. Saudi Arabia and Singapore money. And why are they rushing this? Why are they doing this right now, like so quickly? Well, there is a shareholders meeting at the end of March. And in that meeting, they want to have the controlling power. So, Kakao, if they succeed in this, they'll be able to basically control the company. And HYBE, despite spending a lot of money in purchasing what is now 19.43%, HYBE will not be able to have control over the fate of the company, especially because Kakao and the current leadership in SM, they're on the same team. So the current leadership, so there's chances that Kakao will try to maintain the current leadership of SM through the shareholder meeting if they have 35%. So yeah, essentially this has taken another turn where Kakao is now on the offense, and HYBE, they made a tender offer. However, they for 120,000 Korean won, which means they will buy the shares that people have, the shareholders have, for 120,000 won. Apparently, 4 shares were sold among the retail shareholders, meaning everyday shareholders like you and me, everyday people. There were 4 shares. 4 shares. That's like, what, $600 worth of stocks? $500 worth? No, less than $500 worth of stocks sold to HYBE within that time frame. And this was because HYBE's bid was way below the market price. So when HYBE was making that 120,000 Korean won bid, which is about $100, they were paying about like a 20 to 25% premium. But then, like, after that news broke out, SM stocks rose in price so fast, so rapidly, that now they were underpaying. So they were paying below market price, which means no one's going to sell it to them, right? So some crazy person decided, okay, I'm going to just sell 4 shares. And I call him crazy because apparently it's really like, there's a lot of paperwork. It's a very complicated process in order to like sell it to the tender offer. So this one person thought it would be a fun idea and just sold 4 shares. And then HYBE got the rest through other shareholders. And basically they only got a very small percentage of what they were originally aiming for. And that makes their total to 19.43%. So and that's okay. So that total is including Isuman's shares. So Isuman actually gave up his shareholder rights to HYBE. So HYBE technically can exercise Isuman's rights during the shareholders meeting. But other than that, like, HYBE only owns 15.78%. So they only got 1 more percent through the tender offer. And they were supposed to get 25 more percent actually. So they have failed the public tender offer. And now HYBE has to, counter Kakao at this point. And seems like, Kakao has made that announcement that they're going to buy this shit and they're going to just take it over. So it seems like now HYBE has to, act. Yeah. HYBE has to act. Otherwise, they're going to have all this, they're going to have no control over the company. Are other shareholders publicly listed or are they private? I believe they are publicly listed. If you're over a certain percentage, you have to be listed. And this has become just like so full of drama. So HYBE is now going to be scrambling and trying to figure out what to do, because are they going to spend more money? Can they afford this? Kakao is using Saudi Arabian money and Singapore money. Where's HYBE gonna get their money from? Where are they gonna get their money from? And why does Kakao want SM so bad? Well, Kakao, as you guys know, is they're a problematic company within themselves. they're a very big monopoly in Korea, and um, they're basically eating up every single industry in Korea, and running out like other smaller companies and startups. But they want to expand global, and part of their initiative has been, because they're so criticized, and also that is part of their limit to growth. They only own the the domestic markets, and Korea is not getting any bigger anytime soon. As you know, there's no babies. Population is going to drop soon. So they need to go expand if they want to expand as a company. And SM is a global company. It's globally recognized. So that's part of their initiative of going global. And Kakao needs SM real bad. And you can see that with their offer, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Does Korea have anti-monopoly laws? Yes. Apple approached HYBE for a big deal, which could give HYBE around $5 to $7 billion. Wow, I did not know that. SM is a hugely undervalued company. Their value will skyrocket once their management is in its place. Yeah, I do agree. The SM stock was undervalued because of Isuman's meddling with the company funds and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, okay, so HYBE's measures are, the way they're trying to defend themselves is through this website right here. It's called SM with HYBE. Okay, so this is actually, you guys probably have seen this video or not. It's a video that's towards it's basically a video for SM shareholders, and it's HYBE's video for SM shareholders, and they're just explaining how they're gonna run the business, and they're gonna be so transparent, and they're gonna do the business well. And this guy looks depressed as fuck, but they all look like they're being held hostage. But like this website, so what this website is, if you're a shareholder of SM, you can go here, and you can go, and if you're a shareholder, you can go in and enter your personal information, and then you can hand over the shareholder rights to HYBE. So this is a website for handing over shareholder rights to HYBE, so that HYBE can gain control in the shareholder meeting that's happening late in March, and they can win over Kakao. So basically, this is what the website is about. And as much I don't think this is gonna be really that much effective, this website, because to be honest, like, it's a hassle. You have to go into a website and sign and give your personal information. I don't want to do that, right? I don't think this website is gonna be that much effective. They're just trying to gather the scraps of whatever they can and try to piece it together. Of course, this website came out before the Kakao news of them upping their bid, so we'll have to see how this unfolds, but I don't think this is going to be like a big part of their strategy. Yeah. A trusted Apple leaker posted on Twitter a few days ago the deal would include shows on Apple TV Plus and ads for Apple Music and so on. Okay, so I'm going to search this up then. Apple HYBE. There is no news there. At least no articles. I would assume if this was from a trusted leaker, there would be some sort of news, right? Where is the news? There is no news. And in all honesty, $5 to $7 billion. That's a shit ton of money for TV shows. No, you could make a fucking Avatar with what's the app budget on Avatar? $250 million US. And you're saying they're gonna give HYBE $5 to $7 billion? What? HYBE's market cap is $7 billion. So you're saying at that point, Apple would buy HYBE, you know? If you're putting $7 billion in a company, you might as well buy it, right? I don't think that's happening. If it was like maybe like $70 million or $700 million, maybe. But $7 billion for making content for Apple TV Plus? Yeah, I don't think that is happening. What is the Apple wow, Apple makes a shit ton of money. Okay, revenue is $117 billion. But still, like, that's, I don't know. I don't feel that's believable because like $5 billion, $7 billion, you could be making like 10 avatars. You could make the next 3 avatars or whatever, how many episodes there are left, how many movies there are left. You can make the next few avatars. You could buy out Avatar and put it on Apple TV with that money. So I don't think they're buying. I don't think they're paying $5 billion for some K-pop content. Yeah. Mm. Now my thought is, okay, so if SM, there's news that, like, I mean, there's a lot of artists that are like their contracts are expiring, like NCT, Red Velvet, and Super Junior. They're all expiring very soon, and realistically only aespa is locked in for the next few years, right? Everything else is just a mystery in SM. So I can see a few scenarios how this unfolds. One is, what if HYBE just signs everybody that leaves? What if HYBE doesn't buy any more SM stocks? HYBE just leaves it as it is, and then they just sign NCT, they just sign Super Junior, and they sign Red Velvet. Then literally, like, SM only has aespa, and although like HYBE is gonna be losing out money for whatever they invested in SM, because it'll probably, you know, drop in value if that happens. I think they'll make up for it by getting revenue from those artists that they signed, and they get to you know, take a big counterpunch on Kakao, because Kakao shit is now worthless. They only have, you know, one artist under their umbrella. So if that happened, then that would be very interesting. I don't know if that would happen, because like, if you think about it just from like a point of view, a business point of view, maybe that makes sense. But I guess from a loyalty point of view, then at that point you're taking sides as an artist, and I I don't see like all those artists going over to HYBE, but I could see like one or two of them going over to HYBE. Another scenario, Kakao has failed and they have not bought any shares of SM yet. So what if instead of like buying these shares, what if they sign these SM artists out? And they're just announcing this so that HYBE can buy more shares. Like they just want HYBE to fuck up. So they're announcing this as a fake, and then they go behind the doors and scoop all these SM artists out. That would be very interesting too. Yeah. So when they smell blood in the water, HYBE will snatch those artists at SM. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking like, yeah, HYBE's gonna get them all. HYBE is probably gonna. I'm pretty sure HYBE is now thinking about that. At least if they weren't thinking about that before, they're at least now they're now thinking about that. Definitely. I mean, they're all proven IPs and artists. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I went on this radio show. If anybody's in the New York tri-state area, I don't know when this show is airing. I think it's at 8 p.m. I believe. I went on this New York City radio station. Where is it? What is it called? WBAI 99.5 FM. I went on this show called K-Wave USA, and I talked about this SM HYBE thing. 8 p.m. Wednesday, I believe. Let me just Google that. Let me just check on when this is actually on. Okay, their website is not working. I have no idea when it is on, but it's on Wednesday. They say it's airing on Wednesday, so go if you're in the tri-state area, say hi. Maybe someone like record a video and tag me or send it to me on Instagram. Who do you think will win SM, HYBE or Kakao? At this point, I'm thinking like Kakao might win this. I'm thinking Kakao might win this. I was very skeptical of them winning, but you know, but what is a win though, right? What is a win? Are they overpaying for this win? What is a win? That is the question, because like if Kakao like wins the bid, but then all these SM artists when they expire they go over to HYBE, then I feel like that's a loss. Yeah. Isn't signing the artist from your the company? Isn't signing the artist you're from the company you're trying to buy out stupid? I mean, it depends. It depends on how petty you want to be, and it depends on how you want the. But I feel like if HYBE wants any bit of respect and also support from the SM leadership, they wouldn't do that, because that just basically that's just calling for war, right? That's just asking for a fight. If you're signing all these artists, scooping them up after their contracts expire, you're asking for wars at that point. So I don't know if they would want to do that. But yeah, Kakao definitely wants it. So we'll have to see. But I'm sure by the next time I go on air, I think this entire drama would have changed courses once again. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you for joining today's live stream. Be sure to check out Naked Soul. We are selling these sweet pants. That go well with the sweater, and you can get 15% off. 15% off with the coupon code PANTS. So use them on Naked Soul, and I'll see you guys on Friday at 9:30 a.m. So it's 9:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Fridays are when I'm going to go live. And also, we are doing a watch party of The Glory. The Glory Season 2 or Part 2 is here very soon, Friday at 5 p.m. KST. So I'm going to do a predictions episode for our Naked Inside next Friday. And also, I'm going to be binge watching from 5 p.m. I'm literally like, I'm going to have a countdown clock. And I'm going to refresh when it hits 5 p.m. And I'm going to be binge watching this stuff. So be excited for that as well. And until next time.